I know some of you all have been waiting for this. However, I'm going to prep you for the disappointment right now. I have already had a quick look at this. And there's only one thing I need to check right now. Remember when this was apparently upgraded? I'll show you one upgrade right now. There you go. It's got Dean's. That's one upgrade. Second one is this barrel, which, as you can see, isn't even the length of the outer barrel. It looks to have the stock rubber in there. Everything in terms of the gearbox looks stock. You can even see the familiar white of a TM piston. That is a TM gearbox, as you can see right here. It says Marui or Marui or whatever. The motor is a super high, it's a high torque, it's a TM high torque. So, as much as I would love to make this a DMR, because it is the right platform, missing a butt plate as well, but bear in mind, that is a Tokyo Marui gearbox shell. They do not like being above, let's be nice and say 300 FPS. They are designed to break in general, because their limit's 280, they don't care about you, right? They make things to survive at 280. So that's the first thing. So I'd have to get the upgrade gearbox, which maybe, let's put this back together real quick. There we are. Nicer to look at. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at how much and what upgrades I'm going to put in this. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I will say the things, and then editing me will put the things on screen of how much they are, and then I will do a total, grand total at the end of what it would need. So, gearbox case, usually a CNC gearbox case. Gearbox case. Spring, not usually that expensive, maybe £8, something like that. NGRS gears, remember, specifically NGRS gears. A steel rack piston, and essentially a compression set, because it's a DMR, it needs to be consistent, right? That will probably take off the recoil, which is the whole point of the gun. Motor, decent high torque motor. You can get a nice XT one for £30. If you want to go brushless, you really want to treat it, some brushless are 50, 60. If you want to go warhead, you know, up that kind of things, 100 and on, right? So, expensive. Then, I don't know if there's an upgrade hop. Maybe that hop unit is fine. Hop rubber and nub. Again, they're pretty standard, if they're standard for NGRS. I haven't really looked into it. I have on screen, but, you know. They're usually, what, tenner, maybe, something like that. Inner barrel. Now, you know me, I'd probably go for an XT. Can't beat an XT, especially for the price point. And that'd be what, probably 25 to 35, depending on length, somewhere around there maybe. So adding all that up on screen, without even looking right now, I'm going to guess it's going to be at least 500 to make this a DMR that will likely not have recoil. Bear in mind, I can't just leave it like this. I've also got to get a nice little, you know, red dot or some form of ACOG or something. You've got to put something up here. There's no fucking things on it anyway. As much as a recoil is fun, which it still is, it still can be fun, I would keep this with it being a TM at TM power. At most, hop rubber and nub. And obviously a barrel that's actually the fucking length. So that's the main things. I'm selling this anyway. So I'm going to put a longer barrel with it that will actually, you know, at least get close to the end of the outer barrel so they have a choice. But yeah, it's a nice gun. So someone did ask, why would you get this over a VFC gas blowback, which is also cheaper, generally speaking? I think they're just cheaper. These can be about 650, 850, whatever, somewhere up there, because import adds extra steps. The VFCs, I think they're about 5, 6, maybe. And whilst I did reply to that guy, I will state here, if price is the reason and you just want a recoil, you wouldn't, is the thing there. Like, if that's what you were going for, then you'd go for the cheaper option that also has the same shape, also does recoil, right? And also, that gas blowback, you can do things to it to improve, you know, gas consistency, all that kind of stuff. It'll always be recoil because it's gas blowback, and you can probably get it up to the power that you want, right? And that's probably what you should do. But also having a DMR with recoil, whilst a little bit of realism, recoil makes it less accurate. Whatever. The other points to that is, well, if I don't run GBB and I run AEG, which this is, then I would go for the AEG. But if I'm looking at, I just want this but blowback, then there are other options. But yes, so without much further rambling, I am sorry to disappoint, but that was always the goal, to see what is actually in this, because it's upgraded, mate. It's got upgrades, and no, it hasn't. Let's chrono this thing. Thank you for staying through my rambling there. You know what? Let me lie to you again real quick. I just want to know the difference, because I always like to do this. We're going to do a 7-4. And then, think, to be fair, that's probably going to be enough. I do want to do these, but that sounds pretty thingy. At the risk of jeopardizing, we'll see. I'm not going to do as much with the 11-1 because that already sounds like it doesn't fucking like it. God, no. No. Oh, fuck. Nope. No. 7-4. 7-4, guys, please. Fucking hell. This is the thing, like, if you upgrade it and stuff, which I think you can't put a parent in these. I think then you have to go, I think, either the Jeftron, maybe the Titan route. Something like that. So, let's... Right, what say you, 417 recoil? 2574. 0.85 joule. 0.64. Am I pushing on the fucking thing, maybe? There we go. That's definitely got a fucking spring in it. If that's doing 280 on 2s, 0.91. 0.92. 0.9. Okay, that has answered that question then, hasn't it? That's got a fucking spring in it. Fuck it, actually. 0.9 joule. It's 311. So it's shooting 310. So what they've probably done is put an M100 in there. Anyways, we'll leave that there. I still like recoil. This still looks nice. Albeit it is heavy, it's blocky, but that can be a pro. Anyways, thanks for watching. Follow and subscribe and all that stuff if you haven't already. Hope this has been some entertainment for you. I shall see you in the next one. Yeah.